Good afternoon. We'll now start. First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody to this pep talk. Please mute yourself, but always show your video picture. Sign in your name, your Facebook account, or email address in the chat box. Please include the names of companions attending with you. Use the chat box to ask questions and make comments while the pep talk is on. There will be group pictures at the start and end of the pep talk, so please show your faces in the video. A reminder after the pep talk is to take the online learning evaluation test exercise or OLETE for mastery of learning and have a perfect score to get a certificate like the one shown here. I have placed the link in the chat box. Another reminder, obtaining 25 OLETE certificates will entitle one mentee to a voucher for a RO Hoson medical consultation, either face-to-face or telemedical. Another request, please type in your feedback in the chat box during the open forum and before we adjourn. Thank you. Let's now have a group picture taking before we start the pep talk proper in 2 minutes. Please turn on your video now and please show your face. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I have a patient empowerment program in which I like to empower the lay people to or patients to take control in the management of their health. I started the pep talk on May 15, 2021 during the COVID-19 pandemic. There are 3 courses in the pep talk. I completed the core course on October 9, 2021. And then from October 23, 2021 onwards, I've been tackling health disorder and health issue courses. May 17, 2025, this year marks the start of year number 5 for the RO Hoson pep talk. This is, I think, the 210 pep talk. How long the pep talk will last will depend on our enthusiasm, discipline, and perseverance. My pep talk today is entitled, Can Wounds Be Wet and How to Clean Them? The empowerment objective is for the lay people to have an essential understanding on can wounds be wet and how to clean them as part of their health management. The contents of this particular pep talk will be the following. What are wounds? What are the different classification of wounds? What are the basic principles in cleaning the wounds and taking care of the wounds as well? Can all wounds be wet? Then how to clean wounds. Disclaimer, the R.O. Hoson pep talk contains R.O. Hoson's thoughts, perceptions, opinions, and recommendations, or TPORs, culled from personal experiences of Dr. Hoson and the writings from other health professionals. Let's start with the first topic, an introduction to the topic. What are wounds? A wound is simply a break or damage in the skin or body tissue. Okay, sugat. It can happen when the skin is cut, pag nahiwa, scraped, punctured, or torn. So these are the basic mechanism of injury. In short, a wound is any injury where the skin or the body surface is broken. So that's the simplest definition of a wound. Now, what are the different classifications of wounds? The general classifications will be operative wounds and non-operative wounds. yung mga wounds created by operations are also wounds. Okay? But these are wounds created by the surgeon during an operation. That's why it's called operative wounds. Non-operative wounds, on the other hand, are those not created by a surgeon. So this can be traumatic wounds caused by trauma. Okay. So when you say traumatic wound, it can either be self-inflicted, as in suicidal attempts, or non-self-inflicted, as in accidents inflicted by another person, crime, or felony, etc. Okay. So again, wounds can be classified as operative wounds and non-operative wounds. When we discuss this topic, we will include both. And then the non-operative wounds are those caused by trauma, either self-inflicted or non-self-inflicted. Okay. Accidents inflicted by another person. Now, what the non-operative, let's focus now on the non-operative wounds. Non-operative wounds can be classified into abrasion, laceration, incision. So abrasion is just a scrape or scratch, usually caused by rubbing against a rough surface. So abrasion ang tawag doon. Laceration, there's a cut or tear in the skin, which may be deep or shallow, which may be small or large, often caused by sharp objects like knives or glass. So yan ang laceration. Incision is a clean, straight cut, usually made by a sharp instruments. Okay, let's say blade ang nagamit, no? Nahiwa sa blade, usually incision yun. Laceration, usually yung mga mapupurol na mga glasses, like instruments like glasses and knives, no? Now, the other types are puncture wounds. So puncture wounds is a small deep hole in the skin caused by a pointed object like a nail, pako, needle, karayom, or animal bite. Yung animal bite is considered as, or human bite, pwede rin. Na? Okay, puncture wounds. Avulsions is another type of non-operative wound when part of the skin or tissue is torn away, partial or complete. Then contusion or a bruise is caused by a blunt force in the sharp object, damaging the blood vessels underneath the skin without breaking it. So walang break sa skin na to. Okay. Then burns, injury to the skin or tissue caused by heat, chemicals, electricity, and radiations. So non-operative wounds can be classified into open and closed wounds. The mga open wounds, the skin is broken and blood may come out most of the time, but sometimes kung mild lang, baka walang masyadong bleeding. Then these are samples of open wounds: abrasion, laceration, incision, puncture wounds, avulsions, then burns. There are two types of burns, yung open type and closed type. Kung yung skin ay nasira, we call that open wounds from burns. Okay. Now, closed wounds, these are the wounds in which the skin is not broken, but there is underlying tissue injury. So contusion, yung mga pasa, bleeding underneath the skin from a bump or hit, pero walang sugat sa balat. Closed burns, when skin is intact but damaged underneath. Example would be mga sunburn, yung mga ganon, no? So this is an illustration of the different types of wounds. Open wounds are those in which the skin is broken, blood may come out. So this is a picture of the abrasion, gas-gas, laceration, nakita yung rugged yung sugat, yung edges, incision, very clean cut, no? And then puncture wound, butas, avulsion, tanggal yung balat, no? Okay. Burns, the open type, and then the closed wounds will be contusion, bruise, and burns. Burns, kamisan, you can have burn na first degree lang, walang evident na injury to the skin. So, operative wounds naman are those created by the surgeon during the operation. And there are various types depending on how the wounds are closed. Maraming klaseng technique yung ginagawa ng mga surgeon. Some would close it completely after the operation. Some would close it partially or loosely, hindi lahat isasara. And then the other technique is iwanan lang nakabukas yung sugat, yung incision. Okay, those are the three types, no? Then with or without external sutures or staplers. Yung sa yung open wound, walang sutures yan. No? Yung iba naman, may sutures, yung mga closed wound, partially closed wounds, pwedeng may suture with underneath, okay, or outside. No? And then with or without drain, kung may mitya, may rubber drain, o wala. No? So, operative wounds are those intentionally made by surgeon with a reason. So, ito yung closed wound without rubber drain. Okay. So, ito yung isang incision na may tahe, external sutures, o kumisan we use staplers. And then embedded sutures, may incision but closed with yung sutures na sa loob. No? Hindi nakikita sa labas. Okay. And then, the other type is you can use skin glue. May mga glue, no? Okay, without using external sutures anymore. And then this is another category of closed wounds with a rubber drain. Ito yung mitya. May goma siya, nakalabas para lumabas yung to allow exit of all the yung mga natitirang dugo para lumabas. And then this is an example of a loosely closed wounds to allow free drainage. No? So ito, completely naka-coaptated, pero in this part, iniwanan intentionally ng surgeon nakabuka ng konti. No? So some would have several points nakabuka, maybe 2 or 3, depending on the length of the incision. And then the last one will be yung sugat, yung incision, completely left open without sutures. No? Okay. Para may talagang malaki, free drainage of whatever substance, baka potentially for infection. Usually ginagamit sa mga may malaking potential for infection para di mag-infect, no? Nakaiwan ng nakabukas yung sugat, no? So what are the basic principles in cleaning the wounds and taking care of the wounds? All wounds, either operative or and all the open non-operative wounds should be cleansed at least once a day until there is no need to clean anymore. So yan ang number one principle. Lahat ng sugat, no, operative or the mga open non-operative wound should be cleansed at least once a day. At least minimum is once a day until there's no need to clean anymore. Yung mga closed wounds, pwedeng hindi linisin na. The objectives are to remove the dirt, dumi, debris, bacteria, and dead tissues, prevent infection, and to promote healing, of course. Okay? So pag tinanggal yung mga debris, bacteria, and then prevent infection, it will eventually promote healing of the wound. So by cleaning the wound, we promote healing. Now, rule of thumb, clean when there is or still with dirt, blood, or discharge, whether open or closed wounds. Okay. Clean when the wound is still open. Stop when the wound is closed or healed and no longer at risk of infection. Kung sarado na, pwedeng hindi na linisin. No? Okay. For those with a drain, clean the wound at least once a day or even more frequently if there is dirt, blood, and discharges coming out. Okay? Now, for the open non-operative wound, cleansing should continue until the wound heals and is clearly free of dirt, pus, or discharge. And stop cleansing once healthy new skin. Yung mga brownish color na skin, epithelialization ang tawag doon, has covered the wound and there's no open surface anymore. Walang nakabuka, walang nakikitang evident na sugat. It's closed already. Now, for close operative wounds, yung mga sinusuture, cleansing should continue until the wound heals and is clearly free of dirt, pus, or discharge. And cleansing should continue if there are still external stitches to be removed. Kung may tahi sa labas, lilinisin pa rin. No? Kung wala ng tahi, kahit malinis na, pwedeng wala na. Okay? Now, for operative wounds, partially closed, meaning not, and those not sutured, and then may mga mitya with drain, cleansing should continue until the wound heals and is clearly free of dirt, pus, and discharge. So pag may mga dumi-dumi, talagang tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang paglinis. Cleansing should continue if there are still external stitches or drain to remove. So kung may tahi nasa labas at may drain, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang paglinis. Now stop cleansing only once healthy new skin covers the wound and there's no open surface anymore and the wound is dry. Tuyong-tuyo na. Now, all wounds can be wet. And all wounds can be wet during cleaning. Pag hinuhugasan natin, that's part of the process of wetting the wound. Okay, so in short, the philosophy is that all wounds can be wet. So wounds getting wet can mean two different things, and the meaning depends on the context. Whatever be the context, all wounds can be wet. Okay? Accidental or daily life wetting with water. Example, when you shower, when you take a bath, or you go swimming, no? And then when you go under the rain, o pinapawisan ka, so pwedeng mabasa yung sugat. No? So we call that accidental or daily life wetting with water. And then intentional wetting naman, yung talagang nililinis. No? Example, washing with clean tap water, saline, and antiseptic solution like povidone iodine and chlorhexidine, which are very commonly used. Okay. So all wounds can be wet in the process of cleaning, regardless of types of cleansing agent and procedures. So kahit na anong ginagamit nyo, the principle is still there. It can be wet. No? Okay. Since studies have shown that there are no added benefit in terms of infection with the use of commercialized antiseptic solution, such as normal saline, alcohol, tincture of iodine, hydrogen peroxide, povidone iodine, and chlorhexidine, no added benefit over clean tap water. The latter can be used to wet and clean the wound. So may mga studies that shows walang added benefit of using all those commercialized antiseptic, pwedeng gamitin yung tap water. Basta malinis siya. Okay? If one has the reservation, kung takot tayo with the cleanliness of the tap water, one can use yung boiled tap water na pinabayaan na lumamig or distilled water that we use for drinking. One can also use cooled boiled guava leaves, water, or decoction, which is very popular in the provinces. Okay? However, the leaves may not be readily available and there is decoction process to be made. So kung tinatanong ako kung pwedeng gamitin guava leaves, pwede. No? Yan lang, matrabaho lang. No? So all wounds can be wet in the process of cleaning. This also implies that one should have no fear of wetting the wounds regardless of methods of bathing. Okay. There are three methods of bathing or pagliligo. One is with the use of shower. One's the use with a pail with a dipper, metabo. The other one is bathtub, nagsinosog. Among the three methods, we usually advise avoid bathtub and soaking until the wound is completely closed or healed. Mas maganda pa rin yung shower or using a pail of water are acceptable. So, huwag ibababad yung sugat sa tubig na matagal. Okay? If there is gauze dressing, megasa, in place over the wound, this has to be removed before cleansing of the wound can be done. And to do this, simply remove the tape that was keeping the gauze dressing in place. And another option is to wet the gauze dressing first while doing the showering or using a pail of dipper to pour water to facilitate easy removal of the gauze that has stuck to the wood. So babasain mo na bago tanggalin, na para mas madaling tanggalin. Na. So how to clean wounds if done after a bath or using tap water. So wash your hands first. Use soap and water before touching the wound. Remove the old dressing kung meron. Peel gently. If it sticks, wet it with clean water. Then rinse with tap water yung sugat. Let the clean running water flow over the wound for 1 to 2 minutes. So if you use a tabo dipper, pour the clean water 1 to 3 times. Okay. So longer if there are still dirts and debris. Kung wala namang mga dirt or debris, pwede na 1 to 3 times or 1 to 2 minutes for the of the running water. Then after the rinsing with the tap water, let the wound dry gently. You can pat around the wound with clean gauze or towel, and do not rub the wound itself. Tap na lang. No? Kung i-rub niyo konti, gently, very, very gentle lang. Okay? Then cover again if needed. Kung hindi kailangan i-cover, wag na lang. No? So you can apply a clean dressing or bandage if still indicated. Usually it's used for open and wet wounds. Kung sarado na yung wound, at little dry na, you don't have to put a gauze anymore. Kasi kung may gauze, maglalagay pa kayo ng plaster, at yung plaster can cause more complications like blisters, irritations. No? Okay. Now, if you use distilled water naman, yung kanina tap water, ito you use distilled water, anong gagawin? Again, you wash your hands, okay? Use soap and water before touching the wound, remove the old dressing, peel gently. If it sticks, wet it with clean water or the distilled water. Use cotton balls, cherry gauze balls, or small pieces of clean cloth soaked with distilled water to gently wipe the wounds, the areas surrounding the wound to remove the dirt, debris, and discharges if there are present. Okay. Then after that, dry gently. Okay. Pat around the wound with clean gauze towel. Do not rub the wound itself anymore. Okay, let it dry. Okay. Then cover again if needed. Again, you apply a clean dressing or bandage if still indicated. Example will be those with open and wet wounds. Otherwise, you can just leave the wound walang cover. Note on the use of soap. You may use bath soap, but gentle ones will be better because no need because of the risk of toxicity and hindering wound healing. No? Kung gagamit kayo yung soap, use the gentle one. Kung mas maganda, kung pwede rin wala kasi yung bath soap may chemicals that can also hinder wound healing. No? So note on the dressing naman, if the wound is closed and dry with no discharges, there's no need for gauze dressing, which I've been saying kanina. No? Pag tuyong-tuyo na, you don't need dressing anymore. Then beware of the plaster complications. when plasters are used to hold gauze dressing in place. And plaster complications would be yung mga blisters, mga irritations, yung mga itchiness, allergy, etc. So summary takeaway, I have discussed the following. What are wounds? What are the different classifications of wounds? What are the basic principles in cleaning wounds and taking care of the wounds? Can all wounds be wet? Okay, the answer is yes. Then how to clean wound? I've discussed that also. Takeaway in relation to patient empowerment. Be always in touch with reliable medical information on can wounds be wet and how to clean wound. Knowledge is power. It gives power. Use the four keys of patient empowerment, kaalaman, kakayanan, karapatan, and kapangyarihan to gain greater control over decisions and make better decisions on whether wounds can be wet and how to clean them as part of your health management. This ends my pep talk today. I hope I have empowered you to have an essential understanding on can wounds be wet and how to clean them as part of your health management. So before we go to the question and answer portion, remember, a reminder, please take the online Learning Kung evaluation test exercise for mastery of learning and have a perfect score to get a certificate like the one shown here. I have placed the link in the chat box. Then obtaining 25 OLETE certificates would entitle one mentee to a voucher for a RO Hoson medical consultations, either face-to-face or telemedical. Another request, please type in your feedback to this pep talk. Please put it on the chat box during the open forum and before we adjourn. So let's now have a group picture taking before we start the QA and interactions. Please turn on your video now and show your faces. Okay. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So the floor is now open for questions, suggestions, comments, recommendations, sharing of experiences, as well as consultations. Okay. So any questions? Before this lecture, if I may ask, how many of you have the perception that wounds cannot be wet? Honestly. Okay, one. Show of hands. Sige. 2, 3, 4, okay, 5, 6. Okay. So, very timely pala itong ano ko. So, tamang-tama itong lecture ko. Okay. So, but I've been teaching this for the past 44 years since when I became a surgeon. Na, nasabi ko, pwedeng mabasa. Na? Pero kung minsan, yung pasyente takot, ay yung mga doktor din, kung minsan, they just let it be. At kasi kami mga doktor, kung minsan, we have different mindsets na magulo rin kami, no? Kanya-kanyang uh, recommendations, no? So they just tell the patients, wag niyo babasain, no? Di ba? You have heard of doctors who say, wag niyo babasain, no? So sa akin, pwedeng basain. And then if you look at the literature, yung sa internet, no? Pwede, no? Pwedeng basain, no? Okay? Saka yung dressing din, pwede ding walang dressing kung tuyong-tuyo na, no? Huwag yung pwedeng wala na yung gasa at plaster, no? Okay. So, ano yung ginagamit yung pag cannot be wet, kailan, so matagal kayo maliligo. O tatakpan pa ninyo, di ba? Tatakpan yung sugat habang naliligo with plastic, na, di ba? Or hindi maliligo, basta yung ulo lang, bubuhusan ng tubig, the rest of the body, hindi na babasain. Kasi takot na mabasa. Tama? Okay. So pwedeng habang part of yung taking a bath na kahit na mas babasa yung sugat ninyo, anyway, taking a bath, early bath, is part of yung regimen to recover faster. Di ba? Kasi ang feeling niyo when you take a bath, maginhawa, di ba? Medyo fresh, di ba? So it tends to promote healing then, no? At recovery, no? Kaya I usually ask the patient, tell the patients, you can take a bath and you should, no? Okay. Para maganda yung well-being, yung pakiramdam ninyo, and it will promote healing of the wound, no? So wag kayo matakot mabasa, no? Kung nag-infect yung wound, it's not because you took a bath, it's not because you wet it, it's of some other reasons, no? Unless nilagay mo ng putik, di ba? Kung di nyo nilalagay ng putik, wala. It's not you the cost, no? Okay. Okay. So, any questions? Yung tap water, pwede din gamitin, ha? Pwedeng just tap water, the water. And kung takot kayo doon sa nawasa water, i-boil ninyo, o kaya you use the distilled water, pwede rin for the wound itself. Kaya lang mahirap yung distilled water for the whole body. Magastos yun. Diba? So, but if you wala kayong tiwala sa tubig ninyo dyan, you just use you can boil the water, let it cool, and then gamitin ninyo, no? Or after taking a bath, you use the distilled water, you just wash the wound with the distilled water, no? Madali kasi distilled water is readily available, di ba? Medyo mura-mura pero may gastos din yon compared to tap water. Yung tap water, hindi naman libre din yon kasi binabayaran din natin yon, no? Sa Dawasa, di ba? Pero mas mura, no? Okay. Any questions?
Mm.
Yeah, Susan?
Yeah. When I was operated on,
By
I
whom?
noticed,
By
yeah,
whom?
by you.
Okay, because you had several operations.
No, no, ayo, sorry, oo. The last operation, July 23, 2 years ago, yung sa
Okay.
breast. Oo. When I was operated on, I think, if I remember right, you were very particular of the non-use of plaster ba yun?
Plaster.
Oo.
Hmm.
Can you, ano ba yun? Kasi, yun din yung bilin mo nun. Can you repeat again the reason?
Yun nga, yung kanina sinabi ko, bottom line is the plaster can cause complications, side effects. No? Ang pinaka-dreaded complications yon, magbe-blister. Yung balat,
Sa skin, oh.
yung balat, yung yan ang pinaka-severe, di ba? Pag nag-blister, naku, ayaw na ayaw ko yun, no? Pero kung namumula ng konti, no, hindi pa blister, pero it's still a side effect, di ba? Okay.
Oo.
So if you don't use plaster, wala kang risk for this yung makate, irritation, saka yung blisters, no? Wala, no? So I use I usually advise don't use plaster as much as possible.
Ah, paano kung may ghost? Paano mo, how do you put it in place?
Paano kita
Di ko natanda. Basta
nag-elastic,
alam ko.
natatandaan mo, nag-elastic bandage ako?
Oo. Elastic
Okay.
bandage.
Binalot ko na lang, di ba?
Oo, yun.
Tinali
Oo.
ko na lang. No? I use
Oo.
elastic bandage na lang. Kasi, ganun yan, ang history niyan, napapansin ko, mataas ang komplikasyon ng pasyente na may plaster, no? Sa mga mastectomy, no? So, nung umpisa, in-experiment ko, sabi ko, okay, probably paglagay ng plaster, huwag higpitan, no? Okay, huwag i-stretch, no? Just lay down lang, no? Pero may nakikita pa rin akong blisters, no? So next, ang next move na ginawa ko is I put the plaster, sabi ko, tanggalin ko kagad within, let's say 12 hours or within 1 day, no? So after 1 day, wala na. Okay? So meron pa rin nagbe-blisters, no? Okay. So because of those findings, I decided to, as much as possible, don't use plasters anymore. No, elastic band-aids na lang. Elastic band-aids, walang plaster. So I don't have any problem with blisters anymore. Okay?
I see.
Okay?
Okay. Okay.
So that's not only for operations, yung mga pag, di ba, pag nagba-blood test kayo, nilalagay nila yung plaster, di ba?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Sandali, dapat pwedeng wala na yun eh. Basta nag-alcoholize na yun, no? In a few minutes, ano na yun, sterile na yun, no? So, don't leave it for a long time, no?
Okay.
So, if it's just let's say, after the blood extraction, mga ganon, pwede, after 30 minutes, tanggalin na lang ninyo, no? Basta natusok kayo to blood extraction, ang
Mm.
pinaka-importante doon, ipapress ninyo. Okay?
Mm.
Kasi ang ginagawa ng mga medtech, na pag tinanggal yon, lalagay nila yung plaster. Yung
Mm.
bulak tsaka plaster, di
Yeah.
ba?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? Then they'll tell you, bend lang niyo yung kamay ninyo, di ba?
Mm.
Okay? Para for pressure, no?
Mm.
So, on your part, you can just i-press lang ninyo yung kung saan na natusok, i-press lang ninyo for 5-10 minutes. Then after that,
Mm.
wala na. Now you can remove the tape, no? The bulak and the
Okay.
tape, no? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. But if you're not confident, if medyo alanganin ka, just mga 15 minutes pwede. After 15 minutes, tanggalin na ninyo. Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So marami tayong practices na pwedeng palitan, improve. Okay. Okay. So if we baka i-chat GPT ko mamaya. Chat GPT, how come yan ang practice ng mga medtech? Putting tape on the area of puncture for a long time. So can we omit that? So sino nagsa-chat GPT sa inyo? Wala. Maganda yung chat GPT ah. Marami tayong matututo doon. Oh, si Belet, nagsi-chat GPT, si Belet.
Yes po.
Oh,
Marami akong natututunan doon, Doc. Pag may mga
oh,
questions ako na hindi ko
oh,
alam.
very good. To tell you honestly, maganda. You just have to, I mean, you don't have to accept everything, no? Pero, but you just try to analyze kung what makes sense, sa nyo tanggapin. Kung doesn't make sense, wag nyo tanggapin, no? O kaya, kasi hindi kayo, kung medical topics naman, hindi nyo kabisado, you just ask me, di ba? Ako naman, nag-chat GPT ako kasi meron akong background, alam ko anong tama, anong ano, no? Anong mali, no? Okay. Okay. And then when you use ChatGPT, you can use two or three, wag lang isa. I mean, when you use AI, no? You use either ChatGPT, maganda na yon. You can use yung Gemini, you can use Copilot, you can use Perplexity. No? I usually do at least two para to back it up. No? Kasi baka sabi ng isa, iba. Sabi ng isa, iba. No? Then, i-integrate ko yung dalawa. No? Okay? Pero malaking tulong yung mga AI ngayon. No? Okay? Anong sinachat GPT mo, Belet?
Kung
Belet?
ano-ano na ako. Kung ano. Limbawa, yung magagawa ko ng letter.
Yung
Nakuha
letter.
ko ng
Okay.
idea doon.
Not
Ah,
medical.
hindi pa ho sa medical.
Okay. Yung medical pwede rin. No?
Ah, try ko ha.
Marami. Medical, pwede. I-chat mo nga. I-chat mo nga mamaya. Sabi mo sa akin, yung ano, can wounds be wet? Ah,
Okay po, sige po.
okay. So any more questions, comments? So anong, I introduced to you the concept of using tap water, di ba? Pwedeng tap water. So even without putting yung mga povidone iodine, yan ang very popular ngayon, di ba? Yung ano yung pinaka-popular na brand? Anong nilalagay nyo? Yung after after taking a bath, anong ina-apply ninyo? Anong antiseptic?
Yun po sinabi niyo, povidone iodine. Yun po ang common.
Okay. So, yan ang ano. Pero ano yung commercial name nun? Ano yung commercial name nun? Yung kumikita ngayon. Maraming klaseng povidone iodine di ba? Povidone iodine is just a chemical name. Pero meron isang popular na ano, yung kumikita ngayon. Na, okay. Betadine, di ba? Okay. So you don't have to put betadine. You just use tap water and then anyway, miss, if you can use soap then kung gusto niyo. Pero it has been shown that all these soap may chemicals din yon, no? Okay. And it will strictly speaking, it will hinder wound healing, no? Okay. Kaya ako personally, I don't really advise. Hindi naman kailangan yung antiseptic solution like mahal yung chlorhexidine. Mahal. Povidone, medyo mura, pero mahal pa rin. Then, meron mga Cutacep, yung mga ano, no? Paborito ng ibang doktor dyan, Cutacep, no? Okay. So, which I don't prescribe, no? Yung mga na-operahan ko rito, I don't think I have prescribed to you Povidone iodine, no? Sabi ko, tap water lang. Clean soap and water lang, di ba? Tama? Okay. Okay. So, any questions? We still have 15 minutes to go. Okay, matakot ha. Basta wounds can be wet. Linisin lang na. No? Okay? Wala na? If there are no more questions, we call it a day. We call it a day. Okay na?
Okay. Thank you, Doc.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Doc.
Po.
Happy weekend
Happy
po.
weekend.